Today, I want to break down for you what I've observed with myself and others on what it costs to take a song from your head and make it an original piece for yourself. So stick around as I go over what I've experienced from the low end of cost of a fully produced song to the higher end. Let's do this. So what does it cost to take a song from here and have it come into fruition and be a beautiful masterpiece for yourself? Well, I've seen a whole scale of things, and there are multiple varying factors that determine the cost. And so one thing, first and foremost, I want to break down is what I'm going to be taking a look at is the cost of producing a song from the instrumental, and also adding into the cost of what I've observed for mix and master, right? So what does mix mean in a song is typically when you're recording something, people can use, instruments that are from the different software that they're using, right? So it's not like someone really playing the guitar, it's the software that's doing that. But say you're a guitarist, right? You're gonna play that song or those chords or whatever you kind of have mapped out for that song multiple times, right? If you're a vocalist, you're going to sing the line or the song itself multiple times, typically in takes, meaning that you're not going to sing the whole song all the way through. You're going to do verse 1, and you might do 10 takes of verse 1. And so what does mixing mean is I'm finding the best pieces of all of those takes and putting them into one. So you could have looking out on the morning rain, right? And you might have another take that is looking out on the morning rain, right? I did a little softer, and you might decide, ooh, I want the louder part of the intro from the first one and the softer part from that second one, and I want to put them together. And that would be the job of what happens when something is being mixed, is you are taking these, and sometimes it's like a little part from one part that just sounds really great. Maybe it's a little like effect you did that you want to incorporate into the other line there. So you're really like piecing these things together. And then other times too, guys, you might just like one take all together and just roll with that there. But that's the job of the mixing, and that can be done separately outside of when you work with. Typically what I've done is I've worked with a producer and they create the track for the song, and sometimes I've written along with that whole process there. We've just started with some basic chords, and kind of like did it from there. Other times I've received fully produced songs and then write to that there. So there's different variants when it comes to that there. But that being said, when it goes to mixing, sometimes people do it along as you're creating that on the spot with the producer there, because you just kind of know what you like there. Other times you've gotten the fully produced song and now you're going to send them over all the vocals or piano or guitar or drums, whatever it may be. You're going to send all of those different, what's called stems, right? The tracks there, and you're going to send it over to them, and they're going to go through, and their job is to piece all of those things together. And the master really is just like equalizing everything so that all of the instruments, your voice, it all comes together and it sounds really good, and it can be, something that could be played on the radio. It could be compatible with the volumes and the levels and stuff like that. So to put all of that stuff together on a lower end, I feel like $1,500 is like a really reasonable price. And it can go all the way up to, $5,000 you can end up by paying for a song. So sometimes people are like, oh my God, that's a lot. But, what I would advise is look at what your budget is and then seek out certain producers, but make sure that you're looking for, like, someone could be offering $5,000, but you might not like their music. Just because something's $5,000 doesn't mean that it's a great production. It's not, maybe the producer specializes in rock and you are more R&B or soul or something. So do yourself a favor and make sure that just because someone has a big price tag to their name or their production and stuff like that, that you actually like it. So do the homework, because you might find like something for like 1,500, 1,000 that is like, oh my God, I love this and it's right in my lane and it sounds great, and you could end up by getting 4 songs for that. It's like buy one get 4. So some people will say too, just on this end of it, right? There is a lot of people that create beats and sell them for like really, really cheap. The caveat on that, and something you need to make sure you're looking at with that, is there are certain terms, right? That go along with that. Maybe you can't sell that past 100 copies or something. So you always want to go when people are like creating beats and they're just selling them for anyone. You need to look and see like what are the different terms on that, and you'll get, you know, I've seen stuff for like $9.99 to $25 to $50 to $75. But typically, if you want the exclusive, which means only you, and you want an original song just for you, you're definitely going to be rocking in those higher ranges there, because it's a personalized track, right? And so that's really what I've seen the difference span is. Make sure you are vibing with the person that you're communicating with and you're going to work with, like, because this is like a partnership in a lot of ways. Make sure that you're looking at their previous work to make sure it's something that you really like. And make sure you look at your budget, right? Because there's lots of amazing people, and you have to think about with this, especially the game of like artistry, that you're in this. Typically most people are in this for like the long run, right? So if your budget is like, I only have a couple thousand, right? And I need to be able to think about, once I release this, some photos for that. I want to think about, you know, just any kind of promo emails or pieces leading up to it. You want to kind of budget certain things out. And so how can I make this a sustainable thing for the long run? And like think about how you can budget that out so that you have not only just one song, but you're probably going to end up by wanting to do multiple more. All right, guys, I hope this helps. Drop comments, subscribe. If this helped you, do me a huge favor. Click the button there, like, comment what you've experienced with productions that you have bought, or if you're a producer, always cool to network below. So hopefully this helped you. Thanks so much, guys.